It's my pleasure to introduce Flaam Hardy. Flaam is currently pursuing a master's in agriculture, food, and the environment, as well as an MPH from Tufts University. And Flaam has been an incredible addition to the Root Capital team this summer, applying her passion for agriculture and climate justice to an analysis of natural climate solutions related data from Root Capital coffee clients, as well as research on natural climate solution opportunities and other industries that Root Capital invests in. Throughout the summer, Flaam never shied away from truly digging into the weeds on the data front, working with complex and oftentimes messy data, not to mention all in another language. Flaam's patience, persistence, attention to detail, and dedication to this project this summer has already provided our team and the organization more broadly with exceptional insights that will help us to continue to leverage this type of data to identify leaders in climate adaptation and mitigation within our portfolio. So thank you, Flaam, for all the incredible work this summer. It's been a pleasure working with you and getting to know you, and over to you.
Thanks, Sabrina, for your kind words. Let's get started. So today, only 1.7% of all global climate finance reaches smallholder farmers in developing countries. This is a number that needs to grow dramatically to better support smallholder farmers' climate change mitigation and adaptation efforts. My work this summer is a part of Root Capital's Climate Resilience Initiative. My research and analysis will enable Root Capital to identify and prioritize lending to businesses that are engaging in meaningful climate action in their communities, which they are calling climate action leaders. These leaders are making a substantial contribution to climate action through mitigating greenhouse gas emissions and adapting to climate change. A quick reminder of my process to date. Using data from Root Capital's coffee portfolio in Latin America, I looked at data from 15 client surveys in 4 countries and focused on 50 priority indicators of climate-friendly agricultural practices related to the practice areas you can see on the slide. Once I received the data, I worked on cleaning it up while documenting my methodology. I then made more than 60 pivot tables of different shapes and sizes to manipulate and analyze the data and get a sense of what it could tell us. Next slide, please. Let's dive deeper into some of the findings. So we were able to get key information on the use of many different practices, like total number of shade trees and coffee trees planted, the number of hectares associated with organic fertilizer use, and the use of soil conservation practices. And what I'd like to highlight today is shade canopy cover. So one major climate-friendly practice in coffee is the use of agroforestry systems, where coffee trees are grown under a shade canopy of a mix of other tree species. And research has found that higher rates of carbon sequestration in coffee agroforestry systems. And so the use of multi-strata agroforestry is one of the criteria Root Capital has developed to help them identify these climate action leaders. And so the table on the right shows the number of parcels with reported data, the average percent shade cover for each client, and finally, the fourth column shows what percentage of parcels have more than 40% shade for a given client. And so now, using this data set, we're able to tell if a client meets the shade cover requirement for multi-strata agroforestry, which then qualifies them to be a climate action leader. And so I've highlighted those that do in green. And to date, the impact team was using some data from other sources as a proxy to get this information, whereas this data comes directly from the farmer level. Next slide, please. This is the first time this data is being used to complement the climate resilience goals of Root Capital's lending program, and it showed significant potential. While the data was spotty at times, my project this summer helps build a framework that allows the impact team to add data as it becomes available and more refined over time, while setting the stage for future analyses. Smallholder farmers currently produce 50% of the world's food calories and face disproportionate vulnerability to the impacts of climate change. Despite this and their importance in global food systems, ecosystem conservation, and climate action, they only receive 1.7% of global climate finance. This impact work is one small but essential step forward to ensure that smallholder farmers receive the financing they need so that we are building a more just and resilient world. And as I close, I want to give a huge thanks to my mentors, Lizzie Teague and Sabrina Karen, for their support and collaboration and for helping me craft such a fulfilling project. My experience working with Root Capital has been very impactful, and I do really feel like the work has helped me refine my career vision. And thank you to all of the organizers of the fellowship as well for the opportunity. Thanks for listening, everyone.